name is Adam Smith. I'm a natural history photographer based out of Traverse City, Michigan. Today, I have decided to showcase my first video at Miller Creek Natural Area, located near the heart of Traverse City, right off the beaten path, behind some chain stores. It's a beautiful area, lots to see, numerous tree species, hardwood, mixed forests, streams, there's fields, there's boardwalks, there's ponds, there's numerous things to photograph, to take in and just enjoy. And today we're going to do some photography, possibly, with my Panasonic FZ-20. As a natural history photographer, I find it important to know what gear to bring and to know what works for you. And what works for me is a compact bridge camera. Although they have a smaller sensor than a more popular and contemporary mirrorless or DSLR system, they still have so much to offer in 2021. Mainly the all-in-one lens. With such cameras as the Panasonic FZ-20, you can zoom in to telephoto, you can do a wide-angle landscape shot, and a macro all in one lens. What could be better? No lenses to swap, less to carry, no dusty sensors. It's just turn it on and set your aperture and your shutter speed and whatever else and just shoot. What could be better? My camera of choice today is, again, the Panasonic FZ-20. Manufactured, I believe, in 2004 or 2005. It's a 5 megapixel camera, so by today's standards 5 megapixels is nothing, but hey, I don't mind, so that's okay. It's cheap. This is the FZ-20. One of my favorite features of this camera is the constant aperture f2.8 Leica lens. You can't get that many bridge cameras without a premium price, or any zoom lenses in the modern camera setup. So to have that constant f2.8 aperture is great. And of course, nothing beats a metal tripod mount right there. You gotta love your metal tripod mounts. My first subject to photograph today are these mushrooms growing on a decaying branch or log from a tree that had fell years ago. On a natural level, ecology, biology level, decaying matter such as this is very important for a forest to flourish. And mushrooms and other fungus are among the many species that are there to help with the process. Now, I'm going to turn on my camera, and like I said, with a bridge camera like this, all I have to do is turn to macro. I don't have to put on the macro lens or anything. All I have to do is change the dial to the macro and point it, and make sure my settings are okay. f2.8, ISO 200, I believe, and just shoot. Beautiful light coming on these. Now I have them black and white, so perhaps I should switch this to a color setup. And the best thing about a color setup is back in post, in your editing suite program, you can go back and you can take care of that. You can turn it into black and white or sepia, anything you want. I suggest shooting in color first to have the option if you want. If you don't want it, switch it to black and white or monochrome in post. So let's try this again. These are beautiful. Great. Anything that's in a natural state without human influence or without any human elements in the image is what many consider to be natural history photography. So with that in mind, natural history photography also encompasses landscape photography, and I think that's going to be our next stop. Landscape photography in northern Michigan during the fall months of September, October, and November, and early December, I think provides some of the best landscape photography that northern Michigan has to offer. So I'm going to head out and try to find a spot, and let's see what happens. walked a few minutes to one of my other favorite locations to photograph is this field area at the preserve. I had on the way taken some other pictures of mushrooms and other foliage I thought would be of interest with the lighting, and maybe I'll put those up on this video. Anyway, one of my favorite locations in Miller Creek is right here. The field, and as I mentioned, September is great for clouds. And as you can see in front of me, the light is changing, it's dynamic, it's not flat. I'm going to see what I can get. With landscape photography, the important aspect is trying to identify a composition that will work and convey what you're feeling and what you want to convey, or a memory later. I find that in photography, image quality is often emphasized, but I find that memory quality is also important. It's not so much always about sharpness and focus and noise and grain and focus peaking and focus stacking. Sometimes it's just about getting out and capturing what you see and what it shows the viewer, the emotion that it captures. And that's what I try to focus on with my photography and what I will continue to show on this channel. So I'm going to give this composition a shot. There's some beautiful goldenrod behind me. It's a beautiful fall, late summer wildflower that dots the landscape in northern Michigan, and especially at Miller Creek Natural Area. Let's see. This is also beautiful when the light in the areas are more dynamic. There's darker areas and lighter areas. The clouds and the sun covering. It's wonderful. Heading off to the next and final spot for the day. Got some great images at the first location. Now I want to try at this next spot a bit further down the trail. This location is a bit swampier or marshier, and I think will open up the landscape a bit more. I'm going to focus more on the sky instead of the foliage. When shooting landscapes with clouds, I often find it's very important to make sure that the sun is to your back and not to your face. Reason being, oftentimes if you shoot to your face, the clouds will be washed out and the effect of the light interplay within the clouds will be lost. So with clouds, try to shoot with the sun to your back. This is the second and final location of my shoot today. As I said just moments ago, this location is a swampy, marshy area as opposed to the first location I shot, which is more upland of this spot. Clouds are starting to dissipate a bit, and that's what you get with landscape photography. Who knows what happens? It's September. But I'm going to give it a try anyway, and I hope something good comes of this. Unfortunately, this location didn't produce what I had hoped for, but that's okay. As always, there's always next time, and that's part of the fun with landscape photography. It's the chase. It's not always the result, it's the chase. It's getting to what you want and that anticipation of what's going to happen next time. And today just wasn't that time. I'm currently heading back to the truck. What a great day to be outside in Miller Creek in northern Michigan. There's always so much to see. I love the clouds, the smell of the air, a little bit damp. What could be better? Let me know what you think about my video in the comments below. This is my first YouTube video. I'd like to also thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about the Panasonic FZ-20, if you've ever used one, if you think I shouldn't bother with old cameras. Let me know. Until next time, thank you so much and get outside.